These guys. Something's wrong. Now let me show you the video of the peace ship. Okay, here's the peace ship. There's the Israeli soldier going down. All right. Now they knock him down to the ground, and look, they're beating him. Throw that one overboard. The other guy, when he's down on the ground, watch them, they will beat him with metal pipes. I mean, I've seen this with Rodney King, didn't we? When somebody's down on the ground and you're beating them relentlessly, and now you've got a circle of people beating, those are the peace lovers? Rodney King was the violent one? I'm trying to... America, I've never seen that before. Have you? The media has an agenda, and we've seen it before in our own history. Example, the Scopes monkey trial, as it has become known. What is this? This is the evolution trial. John Scopes, he was a teacher in Tennessee. He was against the state law, and he began teaching evolution. I don't have a problem with evolution being taught in schools. Let's teach all theories. Well, the attorney was Clarence Darrow, and everybody says, this guy was brilliant in his defense. Yeah, he was brilliant. And the other guy, the prosecutor, William Jennings Bryan, he was a Democrat, by the way. Did you know that he won the case? Scopes was found guilty. He was fined $100 by the judge. That's why the Tennessee Supreme Court later overturned the verdict on a technicality. But the press told a couple of... they were split. If you look at the headlines, and I looked at them today, they are split. There's one group of people that had the perception that Clarence Darrow was fantastic in his defense. Scopes he is really the man. Now this came from New York City newspapers. Headlines like this one. Dayton's remote mountaineers fear science. Okay. The people who were writing local newspapers all around the country, they didn't write things like that. It was the Columbia elite that had this spin, and that is now history. Today, the split is even more difficult. Now, maybe I'm just one of them mountaineers that fears the newfangled science stuff, but I see video, and I see the way the media in Washington is handling it, and I don't even understand it. Let me show you some video you probably also have not seen yet on TV. This is from yesterday. Okay. Stop the Israeli blockade. Palestinians hunger for justice. I like the one that said, when will Israel figure out their government is insane? Okay, these guys are in New York Times Square yesterday. Who are they? Socialists. They got together an anti-Israel protest overnight. They were there. Have you seen anyone questioning whether there's any hate here? Have you even seen this? Has anyone questioned, you've got socialists all over the world getting together. Has anyone questioned the hatred that socialists have for Israel or the Jews? National Socialist Workers' Party. That was the Nazis. How did the socialists in Germany and the communists in Soviet Union treat the Jews? That's history. It's not American history. But how is it no one sees any warning flags here? The socialists are suddenly just humanitarians. Sure. Mm-hmm. Have you heard anybody question, are there any Americans involved in this little flotilla? For instance, this lady. She's the founder of Code Pink. She and her friends, Bill Ayers, and his wife, Bernadine Doran. The Weather Underground, they were the bombers, the Weather Underground. They don't think they did enough. They've never apologized for the bombing. They're now big Free Gaza supporters. They were in Egypt just last January with Free Gaza. That's weird. So these guys, we know these are terrorists, American terrorists from the 1960s and 70s who wish they'd done more to terrorize. She's actually said she wants a revolution in America to bring down our capitalist society. But We're supposed to believe that while they never condemn terrorists, that this is a peace organization and they are giving money and aid, the Free Gaza movement, to be able to put the other 3 ships in. Danger signs, but apparently to the media, still no story. Well, let me give it one more try. Next. You know, the best advisors on this television program are the camera crew. I asked them in the block, I said, you guys following this? Have you seen in this? And they said, we haven't seen any of this, but we have one question. Why did the IDF even go to the boats? Why did they go to the boats? I'm going to stay on. I'm going to see if we can put something up on the website right after the show, because I got a couple of other things. I'll explain that. And I just assumed people knew, but that's critical. It's critical to understand. But I want to give you this here. We right now have the biggest oil spill possibly in the history of the world, but definitely the history of America going on right now. It's not slowing down. It's only getting worse. They had to call in James Cameron for help. That is a pretty clear sign of desperation. We also have the Obama administration reacting to the spill by saying we're going to shut down all future explorations, cut back on all drilling. It's the summer. Demand for oil goes through the roof in summer. Oh, and on top of that, you got the flotilla incident here that has everybody, we're talking now possible war in the Middle East. Now, I'm not an expert, but usually all those things coming together would make the price of oil skyrocket. What is it doing? Oil prices are down $14 a barrel from last year's summer high. Why? Down $1 since last Friday when this stuff happened over the weekend. Down? Oil down? Why? The answer lies in North Korea. Does anybody remember what North Korea did recently? They blew a ship out of the water. They torpedoed a ship. The IDF has guys with paintball guns literally getting stabbed to death when they decide to shoot in the leg for self-defense. Israel immediately hammered the UN Security Council, quick to condemn the acts of violence committed on the flotilla by Israel. But North Korea's torpedoing of a ship, killing 46. The international community acts with urgency and says, do not condemn North Korea. The world is teetering. Any small push could push things right over the edge. Don't do it. Our world economies are in trouble. And yet this is happening. The world is jumping down the throat of Israel. Why? Why? Is it possible that some people want war? And they need an excuse. Is it possible? I mean, look at Turkey. Here's Turkey. Turkey hasn't been an ally of ours or Israel really for a while. They want out. This is a great excuse for them. The Arab world knows America is weak right now, economically, every way. Now's the time to challenge. Russia knows the same thing. The UN is pushing for global governance. Everyone knows this is the moment of opportunity. But it can't be North Korea, because it has to be one that we can use and take advantage. It has to be the right emergency, the best advantage for the enemies of man's freedom. Well, I'll show you one other piece that comes from here in America that you need to know that you won't see anyplace else. In their own words,
are you being audited?
Something is wrong. Evidence, our own assistant to the president for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism, John Brennan. This is the guy helping keep terrorists, what the DOJ say don't exist, out of America. Here's what he said.
In all my travels, the city I have come to love most is Al-Quds.
Al-Quds. Al-Quds. Have you ever heard of Al-Quds before? Well, if you're an Islamicist, you have. The Republican Jewish Coalition says military wing of the Palestinian terrorist group called the Al-Quds Brigade. Or if you're in the Al-Quds unit of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Yeah, Al-Quds. Al-Quds. What is Al-Quds? If you don't want to give the dignity to the city of Jerusalem or Israel, Al-Quds is Jerusalem, without saying that. Oh, there's another guy who we'll have to tell you about at a later date that spoke about Al-Quds. It's the Ayatollah Khomeini. Why are we now talking about Jerusalem as Al-Quds? I ran out of time, and I've got more to share with you. And we're going to go right over now to Fox News.